in listen-only mode.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. I know that your time is extremely valuable, but feel positive that what you're going to learn today will prove wise usage of your time. For today's presentation, we have placed everyone on mute mode. We've only done this to reduce some background noise and to make today's presentation better heard by all, so we're not interrupted by anyone who might be joining us a little bit late. However, if you have any questions about what we present today, please type them in the box you see to the far right of your screen, and we will answer them as asked during the presentation or immediately following. Today's webinar is a look inside our popular monthly marketing, sales, and design program that allows you to focus your efforts to best compete in today's crowded home care market. And we're going to show you how the MOST program can elevate your reputation through marketing and messaging. Marilee Orsini is our featured speaker. Well, before I introduce Marilee, I suppose I should introduce myself.
Who is speaking?
Yeah, my name is Marissa Snook, and I am the MOST program administrator. I work with all of the clients that are in the MOST program to help them make the best choices that they possibly can. And I have been working in home care marketing since 2005. And now on to Marilee Orsini, who is our expert aging care marketing strategist. She really is an expert in the home care industry, a real true pioneer. She started her home care agency back in 1981 and ran a successful operation for over 17 years. She then moved her passion for home care into working with agencies to help them grow through strategic marketing practices. And she has been speaking nationally on this subject and writing about it ever since. Corecubed is the business Marilee founded and now runs, and has been implementing these strategies and more for clients in a variety of aging care industries. But we have a special niche in the home care, home health, and hospice industry. And you can see some more of her qualifications up on the PowerPoint screen, which, again, just really help to showcase her as the industry expert that she is. Marilee is also the woman, the brains behind our MOST program, which is essentially all of her years of experience rolled into this wonderful, robust resource library that her team implements into a monthly communications program for our MOST clients. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to you, Marilee.
Whoa, thank you. And I just
if you want a quick preview of the entire presentation.
I'm having weird mouse issues today. So anyway, goodness, that was a surprise. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're here today really to talk about marketing home care and specifically how to go to market with your home care program that makes the most sense and that will get you the best results. But I want to talk a little bit about marketing home care right now in the market we're in today, because there's a lot of things that have changed and things are continuing to change. But I think the biggest thing is there really is no silver bullet. I am oftentimes asked, what's the one thing I could do? Or, just what's a simple thing I could do to actually market my home care company? And I will tell you that because of the competition that has entered into the industry and is continuing to enter into the industry, it is fierce now. So getting market attention, getting market share is harder than it used to be. And also, the industry is growing and changing. I've been doing some speaking around the country in the last couple of months, and it really is growing and changing. And some markets are completely being flooded. In some markets, there are moratorium zones, so nobody else can start businesses. There's a lot of consolidation. There's a lot of financial big investment firms purchasing home care businesses, and it's really a changing market. I've never quite seen anything like it. But the positive with all of this is if you look at the demographics, man, the market is there for in home care services for the future. First, 99% of people who have anything happen to them want to stay at home. And secondly, you've really got this pig in the python, the baby boomer generation that's going through the population that is now starting the 2 years now into being over 65, and another 20 years is going to be well into needing home care. So there's a huge market for the future. The other thing is that because of all this fierce competition and because of the changes in the industry and the bigger players coming in with more money, that the quality, the agency that is actually exuding quality, providing quality, and showcasing quality, that's who's going to win, because when you level that playing field, people are going to have to really only want to have the best for their loved ones, and that will continue to go towards that quality provider. And those who manage their online reputation will fare better. And actually, I'm going to extend that today and say those who manage their reputation in general are going to fare better. And the reason that I amended that is because most of you may be familiar with the Home Care Pulse's private duty benchmarking study. And that study reports this year that the top reason, the number one reason that consumers choose one home care agency over another is the reputation of that agency. And basically the next two reasons, referrals from friends and family and referrals from referral sources, those actually also have to do with reputation. That is, you have to be doing a good job, and you have to be providing a service so that people perceive you as a quality provider and have a good reputation, so they will refer you to someone else. So I'm going to talk just a little bit about how a reputation gets made. You know personally what your reputation is, and you're either honest, you're dishonest, you're friendly, you're not friendly, you follow through, you don't follow through. I mean, there's a lot of things. Reputations get made over time. And a business reputation is really not that different from a personal reputation. It really is how people see you, perceive you, think about you. And so I've broken this down a little bit to say that you have to be somewhat different. You have to have some differentiation. That's not unlike how do you go to market, because in order to get a reputation, you have to be memorable. So you have to do something a little different and be a little different. You also have to position yourself as a quality provider. And in this case, what I'm suggesting, and it is entirely possible to do, is position yourself as an expert in the industry, because the reputation that you would really like to have is that you know your stuff, that when someone comes to you with a home care issue or with a care issue, that you are going to help them through whatever decisions need to be made and hopefully guide them into your services. But that positioning as an expert, as being an expert in home care, in the alternatives to home care, in the resources available in the community, all of those kinds of things really help grow that reputation in home care. It does take time. You simply do not get a reputation in a month or a week or a day. It takes a long time to build a reputation, and you have to consistently communicate with people your positioning and your branding and your messaging and your differentiation. It is consistent, ongoing communication. And everything that you do should be tied into what is your reputation, what is your differentiation, how are you positioned in the industry vis-a-vis your competition. So branded everything. And then my last point here is that you really have to walk the talk. You can say all you want to, that you're a quality provider. You can say that you specialize in Alzheimer's care and they're going to get fabulous care from you. But in order to be a quality provider, you have to have really good systems in place. And in order to be an expert in providing Alzheimer's care for people, all of your caregivers have to be trained in terms of providing that care, or at least a substantial number of those caregivers have to be trained to provide that care. So reputations get made over time. And so how do you start today and figure out what's your strategy to change your reputation or to enhance your reputation? You might have a pretty good reputation and you just want to enhance it. Let's first look at some industry givens. 99% is pretty high. Most frail seniors want to remain in their own homes, and that's really at about 99% right now. Home care is still a very people-to-people hands-on business. Even though telehealth is making inroads and there's different types of robotics making inroads, there are lots of things happening to help the home care industry grow. But bottom line, you are still touching people, talking to people, taking care of people, and doing business on handshakes. So it really is still a very, very much a people-to-people business. Now, I've talked about the extraordinary service to clients. I will repeat that several times because in order to actually deliver high-quality service safely and effectively to your clients, you've got to have really good processes in place, and you must be responsive to your client needs. If a client doesn't like what you're doing, you have to listen to exactly what it is they say they don't like, and you have to quit doing it. If they say they really like what you're doing, then you need to pay attention to that too and do more of what it is they really like. So you really have to be very responsive to your client needs. Now, this is really specifically for private pay businesses, but if you're providing home health or hospice or servicing the Medicaid community or the income eligible community in your county level, your client in that situation might not be the person you're actually providing the care for. It might be the referral agency, or it might be the case management agency or someone that you're working with. So in those situations, your responsiveness has to be not only to your client, you've got to be there on time with the right person and provide the task that you've been assigned to do, but you also must be responsive back to those people who are actually the clients who are hiring you to provide the service. The demographics actually point, and I mentioned this before, to an exponential growth in the need of home care for the future. I'll throw in a little stat here because I think this is really interesting. We definitely live in an aging society, but when you think about that, of all the people in the history of the world that ever attained the age of 65, 2/3 of them are alive today. So we have a huge number of older people, and they are getting older as long as they don't die, and most of them before they die are going to have some care needs, and so the demographics truly point to an exponential growth in this need for home care. And I mentioned competition. I probably don't have to talk to you all about competition, but man, it is out there and it is getting fiercer and fiercer. So how do you apply marketing to attracting more clients and to enhancing your reputation so that people will choose you when they find you and come across your website or come across you in a meeting? Well, let's talk about marketing strategy. You're in home care, so when I say marketing, your mind immediately goes to that person who is out there knocking door to door and delivering brochures, but that is not what I mean by marketing. What I mean by marketing is how you get someone's attention, how it is that you actually generate interest for your agency, get them interested in you over someone else, how you are perceived by those who know you and those who come across your agency, those who've used your agency, those who would like to refer to your agency or are considering it. Marketing is really the strategy that drives all of your communication. And it's measurable. You can tell if what you're doing is getting results or not. And it is very measurable. And you can actually even figure out how much it costs you based on how much you're spending on the marketing and how many clients you're actually getting, and then take the revenue from those clients and make certain that the marketing efforts that you are expending and that your strategy is correct. In order to be successful in home care, you have to embrace marketing. It is a valuable and necessary component to any business's success, and specifically with this increase in competition, it is valuable and necessary today. And successful marketing will help you with sales and lead generation. It will help you get leads into your sales funnel, and it will actually help you sell your services. Now, what marketing is not? It is not overcoming objections to a gatekeeper So it's not specifically how do you get past the gatekeeper. However, over time, if you have a good strategy of adding value-added resources and helping those referral sources, then over time it will help you get past that gatekeeper. It is not a one-time event. It is not a one-time advertisement. It is not a short-term strategy. And this all goes hand in hand with building a reputation, because building a reputation is not an easy thing to do or a short-term thing to do. So let's talk about some marketing basics, and all of these things have to do with building your reputation. You must have branding, and again, that includes your differentiation. How are you different from everybody else on the street, everybody else in your city, everybody else doing what you do? You must have a website that is branded and SEO friendly, and actually that website needs to be designed by someone who understands website design and not someone from the IT department or someone's cousin or nephew or friend down the street. It's a very important component of your marketing, and more important as time goes on. You must have recruitment materials, because if you don't recruit good caregivers and retain them, you're not going to have a service to sell. So we oftentimes hear, gosh, I either have too many caregivers and not enough clients, or too many clients and not enough caregivers. But recruitment materials are absolutely essential, and sales and educational materials, but all of this wrapped up in a strategy for success. And that strategy should be based on how are you different from everyone else, and how are you going to prove that. You must have marketing communication. You've got to communicate with your new clients, your new employees, the referral sources, and the general media. In this day and age, you really also need a social media presence. And I'll talk about that a little more later. I've heard people say, well, I've never gotten a client from social media. Well, do you know what? Social media is really more about extending your reputation and helping with your search engine optimization. It is not really about getting clients. It's probably also about recruitment, and it is very heavily about reputation. You need a regular, ongoing communication with the general public at large via blogging, with your specific population with email newsletters. And you need to have someone in that office, preferably the business owner or the office administrator, committed to networking and relationship building. Could also be your marketers that are out on the street, but it's also really nice if someone from the ownership or the management, in addition to the marketers, out there helping with that networking and relationship building. And you need to focus, I've mentioned this, on quality, continuous learning, continuous improvement. So that's a lot to say that you have to do. And fortunately, if I can get this to move, we can help you with that. And that's because you can accomplish all the things I'm talking about if you focus on working in the business and not on the business. There are those who do know more than you about marketing, and there are those who have more skill sets than you do in terms of writing and design. So, but also, you probably know more about what needs to be done within your business to do that relationship building, and that would be far better use of your time. So these are our go-to-market suggestions, that you get those basic marketing items covered. So the website, collateral, social media, get all those covered so that you're actually, that's sort of getting you where you need to be in the game. But then, this is where the reputation building starts. Start growing resources to answer the questions of those seeking care. And also, those resources can be used to respond to inquiries, personally respond. So if someone is calling your agency and asking about care for their mother with Parkinson's disease, that what you're sending them showcases that yes, you can care for someone with Parkinson's, you know about Parkinson's, and by the way, here are some helpful hints for your loved one or your family or whoever's providing the care currently to make life easier for that person who has Parkinson's. So if you have resources on hand, then it is easy to take those resources and use them to personalize responses to your inquiries. You also need to look for opportunities to meet and greet referral sources. And if you have specific value-added, helpful information that is branded to your agency, then you make a lasting first impression. If you continue to communicate with them with branded, value-added, helpful resources, then you will enhance your reputation as someone who is helpful and who also understands the industry, knows home care, knows solutions to problems, and they will be positioning yourself as an expert. Again, what we're suggesting is, instead of spending your time creating all this information, find a partner that already has it created and choose that partner. Now, the strategy that I am suggesting to enhance your reputation is becoming an expert on care. You know, another one of the things that showed in this private duty benchmarking study was that a great way to gain market share is to present on topics of interest to the public. And what we are suggesting is that part of your strategy is to become a trusted educator. There's lots of senior care topics and lots of home care topics. There's a million different questions. You know, until someone has an issue, they actually don't reach out and find out any information from other people. They really do wait until they have that issue, and then they're hungry for information. Then they're searching for who can they get to solve their problem. So part of the strategy becoming an expert on care and enhancing your reputation and getting people to choose your agency is that you look like you know what you're talking about and you look like you could solve people's problems. And if you're doing any type of educational seminars, you've got a great way to spread the word around a lot of different channels, because you have an event you're actually holding, or you're partnering with someone to do, or you're presenting for another entity. But it is a great way to spread the word. And then materials that Marissa will talk to you about soon, it really will help you answer people's questions, solve their problems, give them tips to work on, or tips to help them in their care needs. So it really does help with your reputation, and it will enhance your reputation, moving you towards being the expert in care. Now, while you're building your reputation, you're actually also enhancing your SEO rankings at the very same time. So if you have on your website and that you hand out unique content that will get you in front of people, but it really does also, it helps position you as an expert, and the byproduct is also that it works for SEO. So there's all different types of ways to go to market, and right now Google is really trying to give people the best search results possible, and they're basing those search results on relevant content that happens to be on your website and on backlinks to your website, or people using you as the authority, as the expert on care. So if you are actually following the strategy we're recommending, you're not only building your reputation offline, but you're building your reputation online, and that really does help with SEO. Here is our formula for success. People get a feeling for your reputation as they learn of your agency from the outreach you're doing. Your website, hopefully, with SEO tactics there, any newsletter, direct mail, social media, anything, presentations, things you're doing to showcase that you know about home care and you can help people solve their problems. Over time, if you keep a focused strategy, you are positioning your agency as the expert in home care and the issues in aging. And then if you take that specific information you have available to you and you personalize your inquiries and actually give your leads information that is specific to their issue and the problem they're trying to solve, then you're going to gain customers, you're going to grow your billable service hours, and you're going to enhance your reputation. So once you see what Marissa has to say about our specific offerings on Most, then I think you will agree with us that you ought to be spending your time converting your inquiries to clients. You ought to be spending your time working on getting that agency to the point where you can provide excellent service, and spending your time so that your current clients will remain long-term clients and they will be referring you to other people. So that is spending your time targeting and growing relationships that are mutually beneficial and working on your processes in the office. And let somebody else who knows what they're doing and who's an expert actually at this aging care services marketing, specifically home care, let us be your back office. And actually, if you partner with us, a marketing partner, then it really works great. Marissa, I'm going to turn this back over to you now.
Thank you, Marilee. I am just really excited to talk to you about the MOST program today because it's something that I really believe makes a difference. I've seen it make a difference for home care agencies. So I know it may seem at the beginning of this we're tooting our horns a little bit about the program, but there truly is no other program out there like this. To give you an overview in general of what the MOST program is, it is an affordable, easy-to-use marketing system for home care agencies. It uses branded materials, personal approaches to market home care that it doesn't matter what size your agency is, whether you're new, whether you've been in business for many years. It really, truly is adaptable to any agency. And it is a monthly membership. Using strategy, a deep knowledge of the industry and the evolution of marketing, as well as an understanding of where home care marketing is now and where it's headed for the future. We really do pride ourselves on keeping our fingers on the pulse of what's changing in the home care and aging care industries. What sorts of benefits are you going to see if you follow the program? You will see more referrals from more sources, more referrals from clients, better name and brand recognition, increased value in your brand and your services. Basically, we're seeing all of these things that are going to build up that brand reputation. And, you know, the studies have shown that building up that brand reputation is one of the main things that is going to get your agency noticed. And over time, this MOST program is going to position you and your agency as an expert in answering home care questions and providing quality home care. How do we accomplish this? We take one expert in geriatric and home care, which of course is Marilee Orsini, add years of experienced marketing, PR, and design professionals who all have a history of working in the aging care industry, and add creativity and process-driven implementation to better meet today's high marketing demands. Why the MOST program? Well, we've been offering it since 2007, so I feel confident in saying that it is a proven process. We have clients whose phones have been ringing more often. They've been reporting double-digit sales increases, and to be clear, this is over time. It's not something that happens overnight. Marketing is a process, as Marilee mentioned earlier. It's not a flash in the pan, but it does work. Our clients believe in the program. You can tell by the retention rate. Many of our clients stay for many years. We have clients who've been with us since 2007. And honestly, it just really makes sense because it's so affordable. Things come together really fast. You can implement very complicated strategies in a very easy, quick way that you hardly have to think about it because the MOST program and our marketing team is doing the bulk of the work for you. And we are repeatedly recognized in the industry for the MOST program through awards. Just in the last month or so, I believe we won 3 new awards. So they continue to recognize the MOST program for the high quality that it is. And there's some of our awards listed right there. Now, the MOST program, when a lot of clients start with it, it's a little overwhelming because there are so many different things to choose from, so many different strategies that you can employ for your agency. But we believe that it all starts with planning. identify your particular agency's marketing strengths and weaknesses, and identify your best targets. There are so many other targets that are seeking home care information, either for their clients or for themselves, trusted advisors that don't be afraid to think outside of the box. And if you have difficulty with planning or don't trust in your ability to put together a strategic plan, the MOST program and Marilee Orsini can help you with that. Know your target audience. How are you going to best reach this target? Once you've identified the best ones, are you going to reach them best through website content, presentations that you do in-house, or maybe CEU presentations, direct mail to get their attention if you've never contacted these people before, and then follow up with those referral sources with some in-person drop-offs? And then the final step that I think a lot of people forget, instead of just bringing educational information, which educational information is that particular target or referral source going to be most interested in? Is it going to be Alzheimer's information, COPD, or maybe just how do you better understand the differences between home care and home health care and Medicaid and Medicare and which pays for what? I mean, there's so many questions that people have. They are thirsting for information, and if you can be the resource to answer their questions, and if you can be the resource for those referral sources to help answer their clients' questions, which material do you think that referral source is going to be handing out? Is it going to be, ABC Home Care that just has the standard, these are my services brochure, or are they going to be handing out your material that says to their clients, here's how you can better communicate with people with Alzheimer's disease. Here are some tip sheets for COPD on how to have better care. I think it's a no-brainer. It's a win-win for the referral source because it makes them look good, and of course it ends up making you look good because everything's branded for your agency. So to just quickly recap that last slide, 3 things you need for the most success with MOST: understanding your target audience, how to best reach that target audience, and then what topics that audience is going to be most interested in. Have those 3 questions answered, and you'll be well on your way to a great strategic marketing plan with the MOST program. A little bit more information about what sorts of material are available in the MOST program. We have, I believe, over 55 different themes, and they target all sorts of different audiences, whether it's referral sources, hospitals, home health agencies, clients, the adult children who often make those decisions for home care. We have material that speaks specifically to all of these different audiences. And you can tie material together for a complete suite of materials. For example, if you want to choose the Parkinson's theme, you can choose a postcard, which then directs people to your website. And on your website, we'll place a banner that matches the look of the postcard so people know what they're looking at. They click on the banner and they get more resources on Parkinson's. You can do a PowerPoint presentation on Parkinson's. We also have I'm probably forgetting one piece. Resource sheets that you can hand out for those in-person drop-offs on Parkinson's. So you can have a whole suite surrounding a particular theme, and you can change your theme every month or every other month, depending on your preference. And we don't just have materials. More and more of the marketing is going online. People are looking not just at your website, but believe it or not, they really are looking at the social media to check out your agency. The trends are showing that oftentimes they gloss over the website and go straight to the Facebook to really get the flavor of what your agency is all about and help you with all of that with the MOST program. Really, any sort of marketing services or marketing material that you can think of, and probably a lot that you've never thought of, you can find in the MOST program. And we also have recruitment and retention material, which is becoming increasingly important as everyone is fighting for the best caregivers. This slide here shows a little graphic that demonstrates how MOST works on a monthly basis. It's sort of a monthly rotation. You start with your strategic plan, as we've mentioned, and at the beginning of the month, you get an email that says it's time to make some. You log in to the web-based library with your specific login, and you go ahead and make your choices for what you want to order that month. Most brands all of the material for you during the middle of the month. We write your blogs or whatever you've selected. Maybe it's an e-newsletter. We'll send you proofs to review for anything that needs to be printed. And during the middle of the month, you also have an opportunity to attend educational webinars that are specifically for most clients. Those webinars are free of charge as a MOST member. It's just an added perk. And we also have a library of webinars that our clients are free to peruse at their leisure. Full resources in that webinar library. I know some of our featured speakers sell their information for multiple hundreds of dollars, and you get that information for free as a MOST member. So that's an added perk in the middle of the month. And then the last thing is that at the end of the month, you'll get all of your material ready to go, whether it's a presentation or posting your blogs for you, posting on your social media. We'll take care of all of that for you as well. So really, the hardest part of the month is making your selections, and maybe when you start with a program, getting that mailing list together. That usually ends up to be the most difficult thing for clients when they come in, is gathering their mailing lists. But we can help you with just Marilee, if you want to go ahead and turn the screen over to me, I will show a few examples of materials that we've branded through the MOST program. Just want to make sure, Marilee, can you see my screen all right?
I can.
Excellent. What we're looking at here is a reduce hospital readmissions brochure. It's kind of hard to tell from this example, but this side and this side fold together, like it's called a gatefold, and so it looks like the hospital doors are opening when you open the brochure. And this brochure details how a home care agency can help reduce hospital readmission. Hospitals are focused on how home health care can help, but this sort of gets your toe in the door as to how a home care agency that provides mostly non-medical services can help reduce readmissions. I've got a few more examples. This is a nice recruitment postcard for caregivers that maybe have worked for you in the past, but their schedule may have changed. Some of the best ways to recruit is by looking at caregivers that have left you for reasons that that were not negative. They just found another job, and it's possible they want to come back. Let's see, I have an example of a postcard here. Coffee, there was a study that came out not too long ago that showed that coffee can possibly help prevent dementia. So this is a little postcard talking about the study and inviting them for coffee to discuss your agency's services. Our e-newsletters, let's see, I'm going to pop over. Here we go. Here's an e-newsletter. These are probably our most popular piece of marketing material in the MOST program. They are really adaptable. You can send them to everybody on your mailing list, on your email list, whether it's a client, a potential client, a referral source, your staff. It's a great way to keep in touch, keep your name and your branding in front of everybody. And we get a lot of fantastic feedback, not just from the clients, but from the clients' referral sources, saying how much they enjoy the information in these newsletters. It's fresh, new, relevant information on the aging care industry. And you can customize these however you'd like. Let's see, I have one here that is an example of a client who customizes quite heavily. They have a quote of the month that changes every month. They have a little banner here that we designed for them. They celebrate their staff birthdays, and they had a little custom article here and an advertisement. So you can see, you can do a lot with these e-newsletters. I'll show you some of our website resources. I had briefly mentioned how our themes, they can tie into a suite of materials, and I talked about a banner on the home page. Here's an example of a banner on the home page that connects to further resources on that topic. And you can see they're building up a resource archive of all of their past choices from most. Click on one of these to see another example. And these banners are going to be different based on, what your website is. So you can see here's another banner, but it's very different from the last one because this website is very different from the last site. So we make it fit your particular website design. And you can see they have been with us for a long time and have lots of wonderful resources archived on their website. Here's a different treatment to the resources. We have little banners all together on the resource library, and people can click on those to get more information. So you can see it's very adaptable. I wanted to show you an example of a Facebook account. This is Regency. We were just looking at their website. We have created a custom header for their Facebook, and this little area here we designed as well. You can see how it kind of matches in with the rest of the banner. And we post the blogs to their website, and then we also push those blogs over to their social media accounts. And this is all done through the MOST program. I could probably show you wonderful examples all day long, but you might be interested in seeing inside of how the MOST Member Center works. And here we are. This is our login area just for the MOST clients. And you can see the material is broken into categories. We also have a list of all of the different materials available, and services as well, I should say. So this is sort of a quick overview, and you can see everything has a price tag, so you can see how much each of these is. I'm going to show you how you make a selection in the MOST program so you can see how easy it is and how many, how you can really customize. So I'm going to go into the brochure category. You can preview any of the materials by clicking on links. This is the Respite Care brochure. You can see there's photo choices. Up here you could see there was the overview of the designs. You can read the text. And with any of our materials, if you want to edit some of that text, you can do so by just letting us know, hey, I need a few phrases in this brochure changed to, because I'd like it to match XYZ. We're happy to do that for you. So let's say we like that respite care brochure and we're ready to order it. Come down to the drop-down, and we find our respite care brochure. You'll see, oh, yep, that's the one I was looking at. And you just follow these drop-downs to make any choices that you need to make, which in this case is just a couple of photos. And then when you're done making your selections, well, I'll select a photo so you can see the next drop-down. Okay, now we got to check for the outside panel photo. And then when you're done making your choices, you can type your notes in here. I have text edits coming or whatever you'd like, and then submit. And you can see it has added that price of $300 to the tally up here. And when you're done, you just hit finalize your order. Most of our clients find that making their order only takes 15 minutes, 20 minutes to do their order every month. So not a lot of time. And that's it for, I just wanted to give you a sample of how choices work in the program. Oh, before I forget, I wanted to show you if you have particular questions on operational topics, we have gathered together what I call maps showing you, all right, let's say you want to think about client relationship marketing. Let's click on that. This shows all of the different materials in the MOST program right now that refer to client relationship marketing. Let's say you have a particular target. Maybe it's targeting hospitals. You can click on the little map here that, again, shows you all of the materials in the MOST program that pertain to getting referrals from hospitals. So those are sort of quick links to help you navigate all of the different materials if you're looking for a particular operational topic or target. Okay, Marilyn, I'm going to turn this back over to the PowerPoint slide if you want to take over the slide again. We're going to go over a couple of final things, coverage area and the pricing for the program. This screen that you're looking at right now shows you where we currently have MOST clients. We do only offer MOST to a limited number of people in a specific area. This is because the MOST program is so special, and we really want everyone to feel that these materials are yours, that you are building up your reputation as the expert. So if you see your area listed on there, please still email us if you are interested. It is possible that there might be space yet for you, or we can always put you on a waiting list. If you don't see your area lit up yet, lucky you. I would let us know as soon as possible if you're interested, because once somebody does sign up for the MOST program, those waiting lists, we've had people on waiting lists for several years. Because that retention rate is pretty high. People do like the program. To go over pricing, you got a little idea of what things cost when we were looking inside the program. The membership fee is $1,000 at minimum per month and a commitment of 6 months. And that $1,000 can be split up however you'd like it. You saw like a brochure was $300. Press releases are $100. A PowerPoint presentation is $400. An e-newsletter is $300. So you can kind of get an idea of how many materials you can get for that $1,000. Honestly, an e-newsletter, if you had somebody research and write and design and put that together, it would be $1,500 to $2,000 just for one e-newsletter. So $300 for an e-newsletter is pretty good, I'd say. And I often get clients who say, you know, I've never spent $1,000 a month on marketing before. That's a big leap for me. But then I also have examples of clients who say, yeah, that was a leap for me in the beginning, but I took that leap of faith, and it has really paid 10 times over what I have invested in the program. So we hope that you'll take that leap of faith with us. We have lots of clients who can help encourage you to work with corecubed, as they are very happy with the program. So if you ever want to speak with them, just let us know. If you have any questions at this time, feel free to type them into the screen. Here are some testimonials. These are wonderful things that not only our clients have been saying, but we have great testimonials from our clients' referral sources as well. One thing I forgot to mention about how you can use your MOST dollars. We have some clients that want us to, as their marketing partner, create something custom. Maybe it's a trade show booth, or they need a new website design or edits to their website design. You can use those MOST dollars for those custom needs. So it's very flexible in that regard. And if you only use $800 out of your $1,000 in a particular month, you can carry that last $200 for another 3 months, for up to 3 months. So you don't have to stress about using everything every single month. It will carry over. And that is it. If you have any questions, please feel free to type them in, and we'll answer them. I know it's a lot of information to take in at this point, so we'll show our contact information so you have that, and you can email us afterwards or call us if you have any questions as well.
We've recorded this webinar, so if you want to watch it again or you want to share it with your staff or your partner or your spouse or whoever needs to listen to it, we would be glad to do that. And if you want an inside tour into the MOST program, we'd also be glad to do that. So our best clients and our most successful clients work with us and allow us to be their marketing partner. So I think the reason behind the MOST program comes from the strategy that I did for, gosh, I guess more than a decade with home care companies around the country. And at the end of the strategy session, after we did all the market research and then what we, all of the process, which was thousands of dollars, then for the most part I came up with this pretty close to the same types of things that those agencies needed. And so we really developed the MOST program as a way to provide a franchise-like level support of ongoing marketing to independent agencies. So that was the impetus behind creating it, and it has worked. Our clients who've been with us for the longest are the most successful, and they wouldn't trade the MOST program for anything.
Can you move over to that last slide, Marilee, and then they can see our contact information?
And Marissa,
we do have a question.
Oh, I was going to say, I can't see those for some reason. So
it says the map of the available areas where the cities are highlighted. The ones that have a city listed, those are areas where we have MOST clients. If you didn't see your city listed, then that means we don't have a MOST client in that area. And we do have that, I'm not sure if we have that map up on the website, but as Marilee mentioned, you can view this webinar. Again, we will have it posted on the mostforyourmarketing.com website, so you can view that map again or just email us and we'll let you know right away. Another question was how many brochures are reflected in the $300? That is a good question, and thank you for asking that. The pricing is for the design only. It does not include printing. Printing can be done through our printer, or you can print through your own local printer. And the benefits of that are that you aren't tied into purchasing a certain number of brochures. A lot of times when you purchase a new brochure, you want to test it out. You just want to purchase a small amount. This allows you to do that and allows you to reorder as many times as you want. Even if you leave the MOST program, the materials that you ordered, you can reprint those at any time. Let's see if we have any other questions. I do not see any other questions at this time. So again, there is our contact information, most@corecubed.com, or the 800 number. We'd be happy to answer your questions or give you a personal tour if you want to see further inside of the MOST program. I'd love to learn about your current marketing strategies or challenges and show you how MOST can help you.
Marissa, excellent job, and thank you all very much for attending today, and we hope that you have a wonderful day.